Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k16 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. Well, we have a huge episode of SmackDown and main event for you today. Honestly, this is going to be a big one. We have the huge main event match of Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. And that's only the beginning. We have the Lucha Dragons in action coming up against the Dudley Boys as well. Kalisto's been on fire as of late. We'll see how he goes again here tonight, this time against the Dudley Boys. Cesaro goes one-on-one with Rusev. Of course, Rusev, our US champion and a part of Team Monday Night Raw. Cesaro looking for a title shot in the future. And of course, the big one, Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. One of our featured matchups for today's episode. This is going to be a great match. I cannot wait to see how this one goes down. So the Dudley Boys do pick up the victory over the Lucha Dragons. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't pick up the win tonight. Rusev also gets the win over Cesaro. Let's go to our main event match. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. And this all came about from last episode where we saw Seth Rollins competing for the WWE Championship. Out came Kevin Owens. So let's go take a look back at what exactly happened after the match. So it was Dean Ambrose who took out Seth Rollins, and obviously Kevin Owens coming in here, causing the disqualification. Dean Ambrose winning the match by DQ. Kevin Owens would go on to take down Ambrose with a pop-up powerbomb and get him out of the ring. Threw him out of the ring, show that he is reigning supreme. Rollins had other ideas. He came in, attacked Kevin Owens, and took him out, sparking this matchup here tonight. Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. This is going to be fiery. This is going to be brutal. This is going to be two men who just want to beat each other up. So here comes Seth Rollins' opponent. It is none other than our World Heavyweight Champion, SmackDown's own Kevin Owens. So it's going to be Kevin Owens from SmackDown, Seth Rollins from Raw. A match that we don't really see too often in inter-promotional matchups. Obviously, we're going to see plenty of them at Bragging Rights, which will take place in a couple of weeks' time. But Kevin Owens looks ready to go here tonight. He looks focused, and he needs to be. He's coming up against Monday Night Raw's, arguably he's, Monday Night Raw's best in Seth Rollins. So Kevin Owens has been pretty impressive as a champion thus far. His last few matchups have certainly been very, very good, and he's got a pretty good record in total. But arguably Seth Rollins, he's on a pretty good roll. But when you compare the pair, well, quite honestly, it's split right down the middle in recent times. We'll take a look at Seth Rollins. I mean, his last few matchups have been pretty good. He's won 4 of his last 5 matchups, whereas Kevin Owens has won 5 of his last 6. So very impressive numbers indeed as we get this one underway. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, both men locking up right here tonight. Kevin Owens will face Dean Ambrose at the Bragging Rights pay-per-view coming up, as we mentioned a moment ago, a couple of weeks' time. Seth Rollins yet to have a matchup on that occasion, just quite yet, but I'm sure they might fit him in some way. Seth Rollins was chasing and gunning for that WWE Championship, trying to win it back after losing it at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Very close on that occasion, and arguably some would say that Seth Rollins was probably going to lose that match by count-out regardless. He was down, he got put through a table. Pretty likely that he was probably not going to get back up to his feet, but we will never know, which is the problem for Seth Rollins. He believes he would have got back up. He believes, he heard the bell and he decided to stay down because, he didn't really want to help Dean Ambrose out at the time. I'm not sure why Seth Rollins didn't come in. I mean, I don't think Seth Rollins was in really any shape to do so. Plus, he just went through a battle with the man, but, he had a fight to pick with Kevin Owens, and now these two have gone to the outside. This is going to be a brawl. We know that Seth Rollins is unleashing, but Kevin Owens grabs the leg and hits the counter. And now Seth Rollins, bouncing off the apron there, and that is not good for Seth Rollins. And that's exactly the way Kevin Owens wants to fight you, outside, brawling around. Seth Rollins cannot fall for the trap of Kevin Owens. He's beaten the likes of Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, and that's just recently. And obviously you go back a little bit further, Elimination Chamber match, the All-Star Elimination Chamber match he won, including Undertaker and Sting, Batista in that one, Chris Jericho. Kevin Owens has been very, very good. He's been very impressive, arguably the greatest rookie we've seen come here to SmackDown and just dominate like no other man has ever done. But this is a big challenge for Kevin, and a neck breaker there And this will be a true test for Kevin Owens. Will he be good enough here tonight to beat Seth Rollins? You know, some say Kevin Owens, you know, has been able to take advantage of a few aging superstars over on SmackDown. A few guys who just are no longer in their prime, but Kevin Owens has been able to take advantage, whereas Raw has a lot of up-and-coming stars on the show and all ready to go. So we'll see how he fares here tonight. Obviously, he lost to Dean Ambrose when they faced in a matchup on the night after WrestleMania, which has probably sparked the rumors a little bit there. Now Kevin Owens has got Seth Rollins. No, Seth Rollins grabs the leg and he takes down Kevin Owens and follows it up by flipping over and landing perfectly right there on Kevin Owens. So that's what Seth Rollins can really bring to the table. But even then, Kevin Owens, he can do a lot of things despite his size. He can fly around with the best of them, but hard to really match up in that regard with Seth Rollins. Now, a pinfall attempt. Seth Rollins kicks out at 2. Donning the white here tonight. We haven't seen that for a while from Seth Rollins. But I guess he's bringing it back out for a big matchup. Oh, well, I suppose he did compete a couple of nights ago on Monday Night Raw. Perhaps he forgot to do some laundry. I don't know. But he's bringing out the whites again. But Kevin Owens right now, he's got a side headlock applied to him, trying to get back to his feet, trying to escape the hold, and he will do so with a couple of shots to the midsection. Seth Rollins has no choice but to release the hold, and a snapmare takedown as well. Now Owens with a headlock of his own applied to Seth Rollins here. So Kevin Owens just wants a bit of revenge. I mean, you know, Kevin Owens is just annoyed that Seth Rollins is trying to get in his way of Dean Ambrose. Kevin Owens wants Dean Ambrose one-on-one. He wants revenge for that loss, which was inadvertently his first ever loss here in Universe Mode that night that Dean Ambrose escaped the cage and beat Kevin Owens. So we haven't really seen Kevin Owens, you know, lose like that, and Kevin Owens is frustrated. He wants revenge. Many believe that that was going to spark the downfall of Kevin Owens, and perhaps WrestleMania was a fluke. Seth Rollins with the kick right to the button. We saw that a few times on Raw as well. Now will this time turn it into a victory. Kevin Owens in some trouble. Seth Rollins does not get it. Kevin Owens powers out at the count of 2. So Dean Ambrose, he is the man that Kevin Owens is targeting. Seth Rollins is trying to get in his way by winning the championship. And Kevin Owens wanted to make sure that that did not happen, and he wants to make sure that he gets Dean Ambrose at bragging rights, and a nice suplex planting down Kevin Owens there by Seth Rollins. And quite frankly, Seth Rollins just does not care. He wants that title. He doesn't care who he had to face at bragging rights. It wouldn't matter if it was Kevin Owens, Heath Slater. It wouldn't matter because Seth Rollins just wants to be champion, and he's going to do whatever it takes. And right now, Kevin Owens in trouble. Here comes the pedigree. We saw it a few nights ago. It was effective on that occasion. Will it be effective now to keep him down for the 3 count? The hook of the leg. Seth Rollins to get the victory over the champion. No. Well, Kevin Owens getting the shoulder up pretty easily. That's a big statement made there by the champion. And Seth Rollins, he can't believe it. And just a slap right to the face. Seth Rollins probably thought he had the match won right there and then. What will he do now? He'll have to go back to the drawing board. Well, this will work. He's got the feet on the ropes now. Kevin Owens in trouble. No, he kicks out at 2. And Seth Rollins can't believe that didn't work either. He thought for sure that was going to be enough. But Kevin Owens threw Seth Rollins off him. And now, wait a second. Seth Rollins in trouble. Pop-up powerbomb. Seth Rollins is out. Kevin Owens will get the win here tonight. No, he can't. The shoulder is up. Seth Rollins, he stays in it. And wait a second. That's the WWE Champion, Dean Ambrose. Kevin Owens has just seen Dean Ambrose walk out, and now it's back on again. Well, this match has gone to a disqualification, and yet again, Seth Rollins loses by DQ. Ambrose and Kevin Owens. Wait a second. That's some members of Team Raw and SmackDown. Delaware from SmackDown, Ryback from Raw. They're coming in here as well. All hell has broken loose. Another 2 members. It's Rusev and Brock Lesnar now. Here on the outside on the ramp. Both men beating the hell out of each other. Cena and Roman Reigns as well. They're up at the top of the stage. Everyone is coming here tonight. It's all even ground here. And wait a second. Daniel Bryan, what's he doing here? He's in the ring coming after Seth Rollins. Bryan's in the ring now. He's trying to make a statement himself coming after Seth Rollins. And now Daniel Bryan has got Seth Rollins lined up. And the running knee by Daniel Bryan. Well, that's... I was not expecting that. Daniel Bryan here. I'm not sure what he wants with Seth Rollins. I'm not sure what his problem is, but Daniel Bryan is here. This is chaotic scenes right now on main event. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. All members of Team Raw and SmackDown coming after each other, beating each other up. What more could you want? This is getting crazy. Bragging rights is getting out of hand. Here on SmackDown this week, we have Bo Dallas with Adam Rose in his corner going one-on-one with Fandango. Nikki Bella goes one-on-one with Paige. Neville and Christian will team up here tonight. They'll take on the Wyatt Family's Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, our tag team champions. That'll be our other featured matchup here tonight. The New Day's Big E will go one-on-one with Bubba Ray Dudley. The New Day have been a bit of a roll as of late. They've been pretty impressive. They're looking to get themselves a tag team title shot in the future. Kalisto goes one-on-one with Daniel Bryan. We just saw him beat up Seth Rollins. How will he fare over Kalisto here tonight? Daniel Bryan obviously wanting to make a bit of a statement here. And six-man tag team action. It is Sheamus, Big Show, and Kevin Owens coming up against Team SmackDown, John Cena, Alberto Del Rio, and Brock Lesnar. How will Team SmackDown fare over three very, very tough opponents? Team Raw been pretty good. How will SmackDown do here tonight? So it is going to be Bo Dallas picking up a singles win over Fandango. Good victory for him. Paige picks up the win over Nikki Bella. And it is going to be Big E versus Bubba Ray. It's going to be Big E picking up the win again. So the New Day doing pretty well indeed. And in our next matchup, Kalisto and Daniel Bryan. Wow, Kalisto picks up the upset victory. Well, who would have thought that? Kalisto has been on a bit of a roll as of late, as we mentioned a moment ago. And I tell you what, Kalisto, look out for him. He could be in championship contendership in the future. And our six-man tag team match, it is Team SmackDown picking up a major victory again. They are looking pretty good heading in towards bragging rights. So let's go check out our featured match. Alrighty, here comes Neville, who will be teaming up with Christian here tonight to take on the Wyatt Family's Rowan and Harper. Now, basically, Neville and Christian have a bit of a bone to pick with none other than Bray Wyatt. They are wanting a shot at that Intercontinental Championship, but Bray Wyatt refuses to give them that opportunity. Instead, he keeps sending the family after these two men. And these two guys, to their credit, they've had to deal with a lot of unfortunate circumstances, but they keep on fighting, they keep on going. And here comes Neville's partner, who will be Christian here tonight. They've teamed up a couple times to take on the Wyatt Family before without much luck. They're going to try it again here tonight. So Christian will come out here tonight and speak a few words before his matchup. But Christian, well, arguably, he is definitely deserving of an opportunity at this championship. Recently, though, he's kind of lost his way a little bit. He's lost 3 matches in a row. But before that, he was doing pretty well. I mean, he won 4 of his last 5 matches before that. So Christian looking to regather that form that he was in until really he's been running up against the Wyatt Family, the likes of Braun Strowman and Harper and Rowan. So let's go see what Christian has to say before his match. 2 weeks' time at bragging rights. Bray Wyatt, I know you're not doing anything. Braun Strowman, I know you're not doing anything, and I know you're listening. For Neville and I, it's not about the tag team championships. It's not about Rowan and Harper. It's about you, Bray Wyatt. It's about your Intercontinental Championship. It's a title that we both want. It's a title that we both deserve to have an opportunity for. But you continue to not give us that shot. You send Braun Strowman in front of our way. You send Harper. You send Rowan. You send everybody you can to try and take us out. Well, what we propose at Bragging Rights is that you send your biggest and your baddest weapon. You send Braun Strowman and you send him out with yourself. Because we challenge you to a match at Bragging Rights. Neville Christian versus Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. And if we beat you in that tag team match, then you give us a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. And if we lose, we'll go away, we'll leave you alone, and you can go about your day, whatever your day consists of. So since my good friend Edge is the GM, I already went ahead and got the match approved, so you can't even decline if you want to. So Bray, on behalf of Neville, we'll see you at Bragging Rights in a couple weeks' time. Well, Christian has challenged the Wyatt Family's Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman to a tag team match. It's already apparently been sanctioned. It's already been approved. Now, by the way, before you get at me in the comment section down below, why is Bray Wyatt wearing the World Tag Team title here? I don't know if it's been fixed, but when I originally set up the entrance for the Wyatt family, it took a long time to get it right. You wouldn't put the right people in the right spots, so I had to put Bray Wyatt in this position of being one of the tag team champions of the Wyatt family to get the entrance to work. So I apologize for that, but Bray Wyatt is not World Tag Team Champion. He is indeed, though, the Intercontinental Champion, which is why Christian and Neville want a piece of Bray Wyatt ASAP. We're about to get this one underway. The tag champs, Rowan and Harper, coming up against Neville and Christian. So here we go. This one is underway, and immediately Eric Rowan coming after Neville and takes him down. So, I mean, Christian a few months ago had an opportunity to become the next Intercontinental Champion. He was coming up against Bray Wyatt at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. And Christian, well, basically had the match won. Out came Braun Strowman, though, and that caused the disqualification. Obviously, the championship will not change hands by DQ. And, well, Christian got beat up for his troubles. Then Neville came along, and he was really the next man to come along and try and take the title away from Bray Wyatt, and he almost done it as well, but Braun Strowman came out again and protected Bray Wyatt. To Neville's credit, though, and to be fair, he did have a matchup against Bray Wyatt one-on-one at Payback, but many say Neville did not come into the match 100% because of the beatdown by Braun Strowman, and that led Neville to really struggle in that match, and Bray Wyatt, in the end, did pick up the victory. So it's been tough going for Neville and Christian. I mean, it's been Bray Wyatt just enforcing all of his power. He's got three huge giants that would drop anything at a dime for Bray Wyatt. I'm sure if they said jump, he'd say how high if Bray Wyatt asked them to, because Bray Wyatt just has them under this control. I don't know if it's mind control or they just believe in what Bray Wyatt tells them. I'm not sure, but Bray Wyatt truly has the most dominant group right here on SmackDown. There's no question about it. But to be fair, Neville and Christian, I mean, they put up a big fight. They're coming after four of the toughest superstars right here in SmackDown, and they keep on coming after them. The Dudley Boys have been dealing with them as well. But, oh, wait a second. Neville tried for a Hurricane Rana, but he gets caught in a powerbomb by Luke Harper, and that's exactly what you face when you come after the Wyatt family. I mean, how tough is it to beat these guys? The power and strength that these guys have is just incredible. And Luke Harper can fly around the ring as well. It is just unbelievable what these guys can do. It is so difficult to beat them. Eric Rowan is just straight out crazy, and he will do whatever it takes to get a win in that ring. In comes the veteran of Christian, who said he's not afraid of the Wyatt family a few weeks ago. He said he's faced bigger and better, and he knows that he can come up against the Wyatts and get the win and get the job done. Unfortunately, that occasion, Braun Strowman basically obliterated him, and he had no chance of winning that one, but he's still keeping going. I mean, yes, he's lost his last few, but I think Christian before that was in red hot. He certainly deserved that Intercontinental Championship opportunity, and a fair one. That's all he really wants. That's all he's been asking. He doesn't want anything else from Bray Wyatt. You know, he just wants a fair opportunity, and he's challenged Bray Wyatt for a match at Bragging Rights. Braun Strowman will be there, and that'll be Braun Strowman's second match here in Universe Mode. So it'll be Christian and Neville, and if they win, they'll get an opportunity at Bray Wyatt. There'll be a triple threat match. I mean, Christian and Neville, they've never really been on, you know, the best of friends. They're just two guys with the same enemies. That's really all it is. It's not about them teaming up. It's not about them tag teaming and trying to become the next tag champions or anything like that. It's about the Intercontinental Championship. It's simply about them teaming up to try and, I guess, survive over these behemoths that are the Wyatt family. I mean, going at it alone is practically suicide. Even going at it together is almost suicide. So they've really struggled so far, and it's going to be tough to even overcome the tag champions here tonight. And speaking of the tag team champions, the Wyatt family, unbelievable how good they've been. Since WrestleMania, they've had 8 matches. They've won 7. They've only lost 1 match. Absolutely unbelievable statistics right there. And I tell you what, right now they've won 6 matches in a row. So very, very impressive. And honestly, who can stop them? They are so good right now. And even singles-wise, they've been pretty impressive as well. You know, Roman has won 2 out of his 3 singles matches. Luke Harper, not so much, but I mean, tag team-wise, they are just on the same page, just almost unstoppable. And Bray Wyatt, he has really taught his men well, and they've really, you know, they're just on the same page, the same, you know, wavelength. They really know each other's game inside and out. And we've seen it in the past. You go back to their match with the Usos many months ago and how they dismantled them. we've seen it, how good these guys can be and how well they execute tag team maneuvers. They call them crazy, call them what you want, but at the end of the day, they are very, very good tag team champions, and they do know how to win tough matchups, that is for sure. Neville's still fighting, though. He's got a hold of Luke Harper. He's going to try and pick him up for a suplex. The big man, he's planted him down, so that's the strength of Neville. He may be small, but he is, certainly possesses plenty of power, and he's got a pretty different kind of frame to him, but he certainly can do it all. That's what the Neville certainly brings to the table, which is why he's been one of the favorites to become our next Intercontinental Champion. And I think that's probably why Bray Wyatt has tried to avoid Neville as much as he could. He did give Neville the opportunity, of course, to payback, but like we said, he was nowhere near 100%. As Christian now, with that neck breaker, takes him down. Here we go again. Christian trying to put Luke Harper away. Counter 2, and Harper will power out the counter 2. Eric Rowan was not even worried. He didn't even bother getting in the ring. He knew that Harper was going to kick out on that occasion. And that's the thing. You got to pick and time those opportunities where you do try and break the pin. And that's what certainly the Wyatt family do very, very well. They don't try and overdo it. They don't try, cause themselves... Oh, wait a second. Bray Wyatt picking Harper up. Might even try to throw him in the ring. You never know. That's what Bray Wyatt does. He doesn't care really about the well-being of his man. He just wants him to get back into the fight. And Harper will tag out. In comes Rowan. So Rowan coming after Christian, throws him into the corner. So Christian obviously has had to deal with Harper and Rowan singles-wise as well recently, and he hasn't had all that much success, been a bit hit and miss. But Christian just keeps on coming back. That's the thing. He just wants one more match for that IC Championship. Now Bray Wyatt getting involved, distracting Christian, and it worked. Eric Rowan now from behind, and that's the Bray Wyatt factor right there. Christian, though, he's going to counter and takes down Rowan. Rowan has been taken down by Christian, and now he'll pick Rowan back up to his feet, but Rowan with a big kick, and that will fend off Christian immediately. Oh, again this time. A spinning roundhouse kick. Down goes Christian. In trouble now. Rowan may have his man. Doesn't quite yet, though, as Christian does kick out at 2. Neville must have been worried there, but he didn't really try to come in and save Christian. That's the thing with Neville and Christian. It's going to be so difficult for them to beat Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman because they're not really on the same page. They're not really, trying to work together. And there goes Eric Rowan. And that is generally leading towards a victory. Now Neville senses the urgency of the situation. He gets in there. Nothing to be really excited about. But Eric Rowan doing the goods there. Luke Harper I thought was going to fly. But Christian, I think, was a little bit out of his range. That's the thing. Luke Harper is crazy. He will fly around. And now Harper coming after Neville. And now Rowan has a submission hold applied. Those huge hands of his just trying to crush the skull of Christian, and has taken him down. I think Christian has been cut open as well. Now Rowan just uses his big bald head of his, not much brains inside of it, but a very thick skull, and he uses it to good effect, just bashing it into the head of Christian. Now that was probably more likely to bust him open than the one before. Now here comes Luke Harper. Harper now in. He's going to continue the assault. Frequent tags is the name of the game. That's why the Wyatt family are so successful, because they tag in and out at the right times. Christian and Neville clearly haven't quite done that yet. And that's why I think Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman will be very successful, because they will implement these high-quality tag team ethics. But Christian obviously has been a multiple-time tag team champion in the past, as he's taken down now by Harper, who's going to hook the leg. In trouble now. Christian, and no, Neville will break it up with the counter 2. Christian has been a tag team champion in the past, so he'll know what it takes to be a successful tag team champion, but doing it with Neville is a different story. Sidewalk slam there to Christian. A fallaway slam a moment ago to Neville as well. Now Harper trying to get Christian right in position. No, Neville will distract Harper, and that may just save the match for Christian and Neville. I think Luke Harper was ready to line him up for that discus clothesline, and instead Neville got himself involved and made sure that Harper was not able to execute that move. Now Christian has Harper up, but Harper will counter. And a big man, it's tough to kind of send him down. And now Luke Harper What's he got planned here? And, oh, just tosses Christian like a rag doll. Wow, that is the strength of Luke Harper. And now he's going to go back to what he was planning to do before. Luke Harper, here we go. And now, bang, the discus clothesline. Now that is huge. And that is so difficult to kick out of. Here comes Rowan. He'll get a hold of Neville and he'll stop the breakup. And there you go. The Wyatt family do it again. The tag team champions are on a roll. They just keep on winning. It is unbelievable how good these two are. Rowan and Harper pick up the win over Christian and Neville. And it's clear to say that Neville and Christian, they have a little bit more work to do before they get a hold of Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman at bragging rights. They couldn't beat the tag champs tonight. Arguably not many have been able to do so. But a really tough test for these two and their tag team work. It's got a little bit more work to do, that is for sure. But certainly we could be seeing ourselves a new Intercontinental Champion in the future if they can pick up the win at bragging rights. So here you go, ladies and gentlemen. A huge victory here for the Wyatt family. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Universe Mode. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like on the video. It'd be great if we could hit 2 likes on this video. It's a tough ask, I know, but hopefully we can do it. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at BrendenPlayz to stay up to date with everything to do with BrendenPlayz. Like me on Facebook at BrendenPlayz Official as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.